Is this nigga serious?
Adam Eve just proved not only is she the strongest character in the Invincible universe, but that she deserves to be considered one of the strongest characters across all of fiction period. Since after the events of the Invincible Season 3 finale, we get to see Adam Eve in action during Mark's fight with Conquest. Fresh off the ass beating she just got handed to her by the alternate Invincible. Yet despite this, Eve comes onto the battlefield while Mark is getting his own teeth handed to him by Conquest, and she somehow manages to carry the fight. But before we get into that, do me a favor and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Invincible content. We also have Sun God t-shirts in the merch store, and it would really help the videos come out faster if you purchase one. The link will be in the description. Now back to Adam Eve and how she saved Invincible's life. If it weren't for her, Mark would have gotten crushed by Conquest 2 times over, but she clutches the whole match for him straight out of a hospital bed, uses her powers to increase the density of the air to make it harder for Conquest to move. He really starts using all the overpowered stuff we saw in her season 2 special episode that she gets to access whenever her mental block limiters are removed. Here's where we get to the aspect of her powers that has me fully convinced that she can take down even a Dragon Ball character with not that much effort, because after getting 2-shot by Conquest, she uses her full abilities to completely heal all the damage she took, rearranging the atoms in her body back into place, which is something that tends to kick in whenever Eve is in a death or near death situation. So for all intents and purposes, Eve cannot die. On top of that, right after she hits Conquest directly with the giant pink key blast that rips off Conquest's skin and leaves him vulnerable to damage and extreme pain, the only reason Mark is able to get the W in this fight and situation is genuinely all due to Adam Eve. And what that basically means is that the reason the writers have Eve constantly nerfed is because without the mental blocks, Eve literally ends the Viltrumite war before it even starts. I mean, think about it. She can rearrange and modify all matter. That means she can erase people from existence entirely if she wants to, make their bodies not even real anymore, take damage from no enemy. She basically can become Dr. Manhattan at any given moment in time. And even though Invincible is pretty overpowered as a Viltrumite, he has nothing that can even compare to that. Even if you started dropping characters like Frieza or even Superman into the Invincible universe, Adam Eve would come out on top because there is nobody that can do damage to her. At least that would last for a long time. She can instantly come back to life, regenerate herself and her allies, and defy the matter in the bodies of her opponents in the first place. Even Mark at the end of the series wouldn't stand a chance against full power Eve. So now it all makes sense why the animation studio hasn't been using her to her full potential. It seems like in order for the Invincible plot to play out the same way it did in the comic, they have to limit Eve's potential and capabilities, at least for the time being. Despite that, this was definitely the best fight we've seen so far in all of Invincible. I saw a post from IGN calling this fight and the episode a 4 out of 10, and I just want to say y'all gotta know that's bait. I mean, everything from the animation to the narrative and the meaning, and even the almost 10-year-long rivalry between the voice actors make this a legendary episode of television that deserves to go down in history and be remembered for generations. Comparing Invincible power scaling to Dragon Ball Z thing might not be so crazy after watching this episode. I mean, granted, Conquest is meant to be the second strongest Viltrumite, and his attacks at full power were capable of knocking down skyscrapers and sending shockwaves through cities, so he's kind of like All Might level. If they were in an anime like Dragon Ball, they'd probably still rank lower than human characters like Krillin or Yamcha. I really hope we get to see more of Adam Eve utilizing her full power in season 4 and onwards in Invincible, even though I highly doubt it. But the next season will show an arc that is solely going to be from the TV series that did not appear in the comic books. We got a bit of a sneak peek of it with the post-credit scene in the finale, so maybe we'll get to see more of full power Eve and Invincible's fight against Hell. Either way, I really enjoyed this season, and I hope you did too. Leave a comment and let me know. Did Adam Eve carry the fight against Conquest? Share your thoughts, and if you disagree, let me know respectfully how Mark didn't get absolutely manhandled by Conquest in the comments. Also, please consider joining the Discord where we have daily conversations about Invincible and yap about the randomest, goofiest stuff. And please consider supporting the release of the content with a channel membership or a donate. The link will also be in the description. Thank you for watching. I love and appreciate you all. Sun God signing off.